the new moon in Libra happening October 6th today. Welcome to the Monica Louvre channel, where I talk about spirituality and astrology and other self-development practices that you can do in your life every single day to utilize the stars, utilize astrology to make your life better and easier. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and like this video if you want to hear more information about astrology and how you can use astrology to enhance your life. So today in this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the new moon that is happening in Libra during Mercury retrograde and how you can use this energy to manifest and create what it is that you want moving forward. Now, before I talk about techniques and things that you can do in your life today to help you utilize this new moon, I want to talk a little bit more about the new moon, what it means astrologically, and what you can do to make your dreams and wishes come true. Now, the first thing I'm going to discuss is where it's happening astrologically and what it all means. So Libra right now, whether you're sun, moon, rising Libra, it doesn't really matter what sign you are, as long as you're aware of the energies, okay? What's really important with spirituality is that you're aware of the energies and you're open, okay? If you're very fixed on learning information and being closed-minded, it's very difficult to manifest and create what it is that you want. So doesn't matter what sign you are right now, the new moon is happening in Libra. Now, if you want, you can look at your chart and you can see where it's happening, but you can also go one step further than that and just utilize the energy to create your own reality. So it is happening in the sign of Libra, and because it's happening in the sign of Libra during a Mercury retrograde in Libra, what that is signaling, what is the universe trying to say to us? Because if you're aware, through astrology, the universe speaks to us, okay? The universe speaks to us based on what is happening in the planets, how to set things up, and how to make things happen. So what the universe is trying to tell you right now with this new moon happening in the sign of Libra is that we all get second chances. We all have an opportunity to make our lives better. And with the chaos that's happening during Mercury retrograde, it's actually signaling to us that there's a need for change. In order to identify changes that need to happen in our lives, sometimes chaos, arguments, conflicts, misunderstandings have to happen in order to get our attention. So right now, the universe is trying to get many people's attentions regarding a need for change. Now, Libra signifies in tarot the Justice card. So there's something here that maybe you feel was done unfairly to you. Maybe you feel like you're restricted in some sort of way by, the laws in society, the things that are constructed by society. So the question now is that a lot of us need to ask ourselves is, how do we want our lives to actually be? How do we want our relationships to be? How do we want our place in society to be? Now, Libra represents the scales, okay? It represents the scales in astrology and in tarot. And oftentimes what this is signaling for many of us is that there's something in our life that has to be brought back into balance, needs to be brought back into stability. So with this new moon in Libra, a lot of us need to ask ourselves, what areas in our life require balance? What areas in our life do we feel like we were mistreated, we were not treated fairly, judged poorly based on something in our lives? Because what the new moon is saying to us is that we need to start making plans in order to implement new things into our lives that are going to bring about stability, balance, and justice to us. Now, it depends on what you are looking at in terms of how this new moon is going to influence you, because it's going to influence you in a number of different ways depending on where it's happening in your chart. Now, I'm not going to go too in depth on how to find where this is happening in your chart. A lot of you should already know how to do this based on my previous video that I did on how to identify where Mercury retrograde is happening. You can do the same technique with the new moon. Now, with the new moon, because it is happening in Libra, a lot of us are going to be given a second chance in our relationships because Libra represents the 7th house. So if there has been confusion, uncertainty surrounding your relationships, now is the time to implement new strategies and new techniques to make your relationships better. And that's the same thing for any area of your life. So if this, for example, is happening with your job, or if this is happening with your family, or this is happening with your friends, whatever area is affected by this new moon, by this retrograde, is where you're going to have a second chance to make it better. Okay. So that's the first thing that a lot of us need to recognize, is that we always have second chances to improve and make our lives better. So what I've done in preparation for this video for you is I have brought a notebook. Okay. So handy dandy notebook that I have. I like to write down, my plans, things that I like to accomplish and do. And I highly recommend that what you do during this new moon is to write down what changes you want to see happen in your life. One of the techniques that I found works super well for me in my life is getting a book, getting a pen, and just writing down what it is that I want to create and manifest in my own life. And I feel like you can definitely do the same thing. So one of the things I want you to do is I want you to take this booklet and write down some of the things that have been bothering you in your life. Okay, just write down freely. Don't, no one is going to judge you. Just, do this on your own. Take some time out, maybe just chill out in your room, take a break from society, from the world, and just write down what are some of the things that are bothering you. Okay, now, write maybe 2 or 3 things down. You don't have to write too many things down. Just write 2 or 3 things down that may be of concern for you. And what I want you to do underneath the problem that you're having is write down what you actually want to happen. Not a solution, but just what you would prefer to happen as opposed to what is actually happening now. By you doing that, you are sending information to the universe and you're saying, look, I'm identifying the problem that is hindering me in my life, and this is the way I want it to be. Okay. So once you do that, you're now signaling something to your subconscious mind. And one of the things that's really interesting is that the moon represents what? Our subconscious mind. And what's really important, and I don't know if a lot of people talk about this, I don't really do manifestation videos, but when it comes to manifesting for me, I'm a very technical person. I'm a very straightforward person. So I don't really beat around the bush when it comes to manifestation and doing things. It's a really straightforward system that everyone can apply into their life. So the subconscious mind, when we look at the moon, is related to our emotions. It's related to our feelings. And when things are not going well in our lives, we tend to get overwhelmed emotionally by them, right? So what you're doing with this technique that I'm showing you, writing down what you are dissatisfied with in your life and then writing down the way you want it to be, is you actually communicating to your subconscious mind, because the new moon represents a new beginning, the changes that we can implement in our lives in order to have things change. So once you do that, that is the first step to actually using this new moon to create what it is that you want. And a lot of you are going to realize and recognize that by doing this, it's going to give you a newfound direction. It's going to allow you to actually become more aware of the things that you want to change in your life. And what writing things down also does is it makes the universe acknowledge you. It makes the universe acknowledge what you want to change in your life, and it allows the universe to start making preparations and prepare you for certain steps that you need to take in order for that to happen. It's difficult to manifest and create things with the new moon if you're not writing them down and letting the universe know, hey, look, these are the changes that I want to happen in my life. Okay, so that's my one tip that I suggest you doing. Another thing that's really important during this new moon, a lot of us are going to see changes in the way justice systems work, in the way society works as a whole. Some of you are even going to hear news about changes that are coming in. So one of the things that you have to recognize is, astrology is a science that's going to help you create the reality that you want if you're consciously aware of it. And one of the posts that I posted in my community section was, if you don't like the narrative that you're hearing in the world right now, which, you know, a lot of people are, you know, not really liking what's going on right now. The best way to change that narrative is by creating your own. And the new moon in Libra is a perfect time for you to really just sit down with yourself and really analyze your life and ask yourself, what is actually needing to change here? What am I dissatisfied with? What do I not like? What am I, you know, being shown here? Because a lot of the times when there's things that are happening in our lives where we feel like we're pushed into a corner or we feel like things are not working out, it's actually a signal from the universe saying, you know what, you actually have an opportunity to change. You actually have an opportunity to create your own reality the way that you want to do, the way you want it to happen. But the question is, are you open to that? Are you consciously aware of that? Now, one of the things I want to mention as well to you is that during this new moon, we're going to have 5 days. Okay. I always say plus 5 days to manifest and create the reality that we want. So within these next 5 days, I highly recommend not only writing down the things that make you feel unsatisfied, whether it's, you know, whatever it may be. I'll give you some examples. You know, you're not satisfied with maybe your job, or you're not satisfied with your relationship, or you're not satisfied with, you know, someone that is in your family. Whatever the case is, by you doing that, you're creating the first steps necessary for you to make changes. Now, the next tip that I have for you as well too is to start making changes within your power. Okay. Some of you are saying, yeah, you know, I don't like this in my life, but I don't really have the power to change it right now. You actually do have the power to change it. You have the power to change something in your life by doing the changes that you have the power to do. One of the things I want you to keep in mind when you're doing this is try not to feel overwhelmed, because it's very easy for someone to feel super overwhelmed when it comes to changes, especially changes that, you know, we can't really control. So it's really important that you are taking the steps in your life that are going to allow you to make those changes. One of those changes may be organizing your home. One of the changes may be, you know, working on yourself, you know, doing something nice for yourself. Whatever is in your surroundings within your power to change, that's where it starts. This is how the new moon starts, right? Because as the days go by, the more the new moon starts to get more full over time. And that's where we lose the energy to actually make the necessary changes that we want to make. So what does that mean? It means that today should be the day that you sit down with yourself and you write down what you want to see change in your life. The dissatisfaction and the way you actually want it to be. Don't worry about the how. A lot of the times we're worried about, but how is this going to happen? And how is that going to, don't worry about that. All you have to do is let the universe know that you're dissatisfied with something. That's it. And you are saying, look, this is the way I want it to be. Now the question is, are you taking the steps within your power to make those changes? Because the universe needs to see that you're making those changes. If you're just sitting back and writing, you know, that you're dissatisfied with something and then writing what you actually want and then just sitting back and expecting to manifest it, that's not going to happen. You need to be proactive in this. Okay. So one of the ways to be proactive is to prepare for what it is that you want. I'm going to give you an example. So let's say, for example, I'm not satisfied with my job. Okay. Let's just say, you know, I've been working in a job that I don't like and it's not working out for me. What can I do? So what I do is I take my handy dandy new moon notebook and I write down, I do not like my job, or I'm not satisfied with the way things are going in my life. And then I write, I want a job where I have freedom, or I want a relationship where I get along better with my partner. However you want things to change. Then what you do is you take that piece of paper and you put it somewhere. It doesn't have to be right in your face, but put it somewhere, maybe in the background, maybe on the fridge, maybe on a mirror or something like that. Something where you're going to see it once in a while subconsciously. And then what you're going to do is you're going to start to make changes, which means, you know, one of the changes that I might start to do is maybe look for jobs that I actually like. Or one of the things that I might start to do is, you know, love myself and, you know, maybe take a nice hot bath, or, you know, do my hair, whatever it is that you're trying to change. What you have to ask yourself, what power do I have right now to change it? And you have power to change even something small. That's all it takes, is you starting with that small little thing And then the universe sees you doing that, and the universe says, wow, they're serious about this. They actually want change. Okay, let's put this in place for them. Let's put that in place for them. That's how the universe works. Okay, so if you are identifying what is actually bothering you and what you want to see change in your life, those are the necessary steps that a lot of us could be doing in order to use this, I was going to say full moon, this new moon energy. And this is what you can do on many new moons. This is not the only new moon, but for many new moons. So this is my recommendation in terms of how you can spiritually use the new moon to create change in your life. Instead of constantly feeling powerless, feeling like you don't have the ability to change your reality, you actually do. You're actually a lot more powerful than you truly believe that you are. Okay, so this is what I have for you. I hope this short video helped you to really connect with how you can utilize the new moon energy in your life, as well as the changes that you can start to make every single day to have the life that you actually want. Now, if you like this video and you want more spiritual videos like this to help you prepare for changes in your life, to help you development, to help you in your self-development, to help you with autonomy, how to be in control of your life, do hit the thumbs button up. Do leave a comment below. Let me know if you have any questions surrounding this new moon in Libra, and if I can answer them, I will comment below or I will make another video. Thank you so much for tuning in. Monica Louv here at the Monica Louv channel, and I will see you very soon.